So I want to make a quick video explaining crazy shit that happened yesterday, and the day before, kinda. So Friday, today is Sunday, by the way. Friday we left from Bloomington around 12:30, 1 o'clock, and we got to South Carolina, central South Carolina, around 9:30, I'd say. And so I put my race wheels on my bike and changed the cassette, and for some reason the shifting was wrong, even though it was like the same gear ratio cassette. So I guess the spacing is just like slightly different on my other wheels. So the shifting was a little off, and it's like, I'm really anal about that. Like, I need to have good shifting for a race. So tried to adjust it, and I realized my cable where it connects to the derailleur is kind of frayed a little bit. So thought this was kind of the main reason why the shifting was like not working that well. Sorry, the sun's in my, that's better. You guys probably can't see me as well, but so the shifting wasn't great. So I decided I need to put a new cable on. So I was taking it to a bike shop before we left, hoping they could just do it really quick, because I don't have the housing for, or the like tubing, so because my bike's internal cable routing, so I don't have the tubing, so that, you know, it's not like a pain in the ass to get the cable through the frame. If any mechanics who, or anyone who's dealt with this before knows what I'm talking about, like getting cables through an internal cable routed frame is just a pain in the ass. And it's like it's a really dumb design. I wish they would just make like a tube going through, and maybe the newer bikes are like that, but anyways, I wanted to take it to a bike shop, and he said it would be like 1 to 1:30 before he would be able to get it done. And we were trying to, you know, get on the road because we didn't want to be driving until 11 o'clock midnight. So long story short, I ended up just buying a cable and decided I was going to do it when I got there, and kind of forgot about that. It's a pain in the ass to get the cable through the frame. So I just yanked the cable out without, the old cable out without, you know, the way you're supposed to do it if you don't have tubing is like tie the two ends together from the new cable and the old cable, and then you could just pull it through, and it would be, you know, pretty easy to do. But I just yanked it out without doing that. So kind of my fault, but I was dealing with this the whole time, and my race was at 10 o'clock on Saturday, yesterday. So I, you know, was working on this from when we got to the hotel at 9:30 until probably midnight. And I had to drive my other teammates to his race at 8 a.m. So we had to get there by like 7. We got there at like 7:30. So he could like warm up and get his chip and his number and everything. So we had to leave the hotel around 6:45 or 7-ish, and so we could get to the race on time for him. So I got maybe like 6 hours of sleep or something like that, because I was just like, am I gonna be able to finish this? Am I not gonna be able to finish this? So it was kind of frustrating. So we get to the race, and I have, you know, 2 hours from 8 to 10. Actually a little bit less than that, because I need to like warm up and stuff and get my number. So tried to get this cable done. I could not get it through the frame, not realizing that I could yank this piece out that was like a really tiny hole to like make sure. Yeah, anyways, could not get it through the frame. So 9:45 rolls up, and realized that I'm not going to be able to make this race because my bike just doesn't work. My teammate said I could borrow his bike, but the reason I don't like to do that is just because I'm not fit or like used to that bike at all, and it's a hard fucking race. So if I don't like, if I'm not on my stuff, I'm just not gonna race that well. And he was also saying his shifting wasn't that great. So he was grinding because it was a pretty hilly course. We did 6,000 feet in about 65 miles. It was like 1,000 feet per lap. It was like maybe it was like 5,000 feet. Either way, it was a lot of climbing in a short distance. So not having your small ring kind of sucks. So anyways, so I was trying to do the Collegiate A race with my team that I drove down 8 hours to race with. And again, I apologize for not being able to race with them, but it was just like, it wasn't going to work out, you know? So, sorry, there's a person next to me. So anyways, end up signing up for the category 1, 2, 3 race, the Pro 1, 2, 3, and there was actually Team Nova Nordisk was there, who's a pro team that I was racing against. A couple dudes from Australia that I was talking to, and so anyways, I end up signing or like switching my race registration from the Collegiate A to the Pro 1, 2, 3, and so I gained like an extra hour and a half because that race is at 11:30, same distance and everything, and it was definitely going to be a hard race. I mean, there's pros in this race. So end up going to a bike shop, and it takes them probably an hour to get it done, and I was like helping with them and everything. I was helping them do it. So I have about 30 minutes from the time I get to my bike shop to the time I get to the race. And it was like 10 minutes from the shop to the race. So I had like 20 minutes to, you know, pin my jersey, put all my kit on, and, you know, get to the line. And I had to freaking take a shit, so I had to do that as well. And the other thing is, I like didn't eat pretty much anything at all. I had like 6 bananas maybe that I just like shoved down my face as fast as I could, and then I had a bag of dates that I end up taking with, so I was just eating those like before the race just to get some like carbs in my body, some sugars in my body. And I also filled my bottle with just sugar water, just like sugar and water, just so I could have something while I'm out there for 65 miles smashing myself. So yeah, I had no warm-up at all, and this was like balls to the wall from the gun. Like, I didn't think it would be that fast that quickly. We were holding like, fuck. End of the first lap, my average power, or my normalized power, was like 359 for 30 minutes, which my max power for 20 minutes is 359. So it was hard, and I was doing a little bit too much work, which I shouldn't have. I was, you know, pulling back brakes, just being stupid because I was like pissed off at myself for having this issue and so close to the race. Like, I should have done this earlier last week when I was, you know, had time and could have gotten it done earlier, but you know, that's just what happened. So that's why I didn't really film yesterday. Today we filmed, and I have a video coming up with my friend's race. I'm gonna do some more GoPro. I did GoPro of the race actually, but I didn't do like any vlog or anything the last 2 days. Probably not gonna do one today either because I'm just gonna be racing, and we'll just do a GoPro footage. Today we have a crit. It's an hour long, and I'm doing the Collegiate A today. So I'm racing against other schools of people somewhat close to my age. There's a couple pro riders, I believe, in this race as well. So we'll see how it goes. But yesterday I ended up, so I did a lot of work the first 2 laps. Like, I was just smashing it, just really kind of ticked off of myself, just pulling back brakes, trying to get in brakes, doing all this stuff that I probably should not have been doing because it's a long race, and my normalized power by the end of the 65 miles was like 308 watts for 3 hours, which for me is a lot. Oh, we have a United Healthcare? Yeah, we have a United Healthcare Pro that just rolled by. Woman rider. So, yeah, I was doing a lot of work. So by the big hill on the third lap, I kind of blew up a little bit. But the thing is, there was pro riders who were getting dropped at that point, and I was passing them. They ended up catching up to me, and I was just working with them, like 5 dudes. But I think I got, so I'm a category 3. So for my category 3, I got 4th out of like 5 people who finished. But there was like 8 category 3s in the race, so 3 of them DNF'd. Yeah. 3 of them DNF'd, and I finished 4th. But out of all of them, I was probably doing the most work the first couple laps, and which was the worst part about this is I had no team in there. Like, the Novo Nordisk team had like 6 or 7 guys. Other teams had like 6 guys, 5 guys. So for me to be doing work when I am like have nobody, it's just me, it's just really kind of, it's a dumb way to race. And I'll show you guys that in the video. Like, it was just really kind of it was a dumb way for me to race. I should have just been sitting in, letting them pull all the brakes back or try to get in brakes. And then whatever happens, I just try to sprint for the end or go for like a later break that is not like I'm gonna have to die to make this work, you know? So anyways, this is kind of a long video, but that's just kind of what happened yesterday. I'll show you more in the GoPro, but blew up on the 3rd lap, last hill, and then kind of just worked with some other guys for a little while. But yeah, that's what happened yesterday, and we got the crit today, and then we're driving back right after this, so we'll get back to Bloomington around 9:30. Kind of a crazy weekend. We're just like driving everywhere, racing, and then, you know, getting back to campus. But that's just, that's the life. I like it. I like living on the road. But so yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next couple videos. Thanks for watching.